All the colors come back to the white light, and all the sounds come back into the silence. So all the forms, the matter comes back to the energy, and the energy comes back to the frequency vibration. The frequency vibration comes back to the source. And the source is such an intense light frequency vibration that everything here seems like a slow motion movie. It's a very slow and dense energy converted into matter. All the objects in physical are very slow and materialized energy. The same way from the Wi-Fi network, your phone picks up the signals, the frequencies, converts them on your screen into the movies and physical sounds, into the vibrations that your ears recognize as sounds. So how do you convert this Wi-Fi in the air and turn it into video and sound? And this is what your smartphone does. All the movies, all the videos are accessible in the Wi-Fi. They are invisible to your eyes, the Wi-Fi. They're not perceivable to your ears. But as soon as you have a device, they all can be downloaded, converted, manifested into a video and sound, into the pictures and sounds. The same way electricity. Nobody knows what it really is, but humanity has only learned how to use it, and thus we power all devices. Even your own nervous system has electrical voltage, and where do you get it from? There is a certain receptivity of the life force energy, which gets converted into electromagnetic energy, and thus your physical, energetic body is operating. In the evenings you feel tired, depleted. In the morning you wake up full of energy. Where did it come from? So there's energy conversion happening all the time. Energy forms into matter. Matter comes back into energy. Slow energy comes into higher frequency vibration. The higher frequency vibration emanates from the source. The source energy comes from consciousness. The same way that the sun distributes the sunlight and the plant life picks up the sunlight, and from all the plant lives and trees and seeds and fruits and vegetables, you nurture this body. So essentially you process the sunlight through other intermediary forms, through the plants, vegetables, seeds and nuts and so forth. Even the cow eats the grass. The grass receives sunlight. So milk is the produce of the cow eating the grass, receiving the sunlight. So on this earth, biological forms process the sunlight. And everything in the universe processes the source energy. Even the emptiness, it's called space or void. And before space and void, there is consciousness. So within consciousness, from the source forms the shell, the void. And from this void then forms the lower vibrational energy, which forms into galaxies. And then everything converts into lower and lower frequency, into the physical, dense matter. The same way we know that beyond unconsciousness there is consciousness. It's the same void. And from unconsciousness, the dream state and the waking state is born. From unconsciousness, you wake up every morning into dream state and then into waking state. And transcending the unconsciousness is enlightenment. It's the full consciousness. So every day you repeat this cycle, the same way the universe is functioning. Your physical, energetic system has also capacity, the nervous system capacity, but also source light capacity. In some traditions, it's called the light quotient. In other traditions, it's called the soul quotient. And it is the capacity to sustain the source frequency. How much of the source frequency can be sustained in this present configuration? Your capacity also fluctuates every day, every moment actually, every second it fluctuates. Because the source energy is so intense and so fast that it's more than 1 billion frames per second. It's actually uncountable. It's so intense and so fast that it seems to be still. And then the frequency vibration slows down and forms certain shapes. And the energy is a fluid vibration and frequency. And then it densifies into emotions, and then it densifies into solid objects. And this is a solidified energy. But the source energy is so fast and so intense that it's uncountable how fast it is, how intense it is. And therefore, that is the most intense aliveness, the most intense sensitivity. And you can arrive to that most intense sensitivity by relaxing. Because if you hold tensions and pressures and stresses, these are all limitations. If you realize that in this lifetime you are doing the energy management, you're doing emotional management, mental energy management, verbal voice management, and physically you're moving this physical matter and molding other energy into other matter. It's all energy management. There's nothing else happening really apart from energy management. And no matter where in the universe you are, it's still the same thing. It's energy management. If you're in 4D, 5D, or wherever, or 3D, it's just different forms and shapes and energies. And humans have the ignorance to pretend that they're simply living. And that's the dream. And that's the ignorance from the way that things work, from the way that energy works. The scientists have already pointed that everything is energy and all that we're doing is actually managing energy. So science has already arrived to that conclusion. But humanity is still pretending, ignoring the fact. And of course, it is a practice, it is a development. And when your thoughts arrive in your mind, it's energy management. You manage your thoughts. You somehow move those thoughts to one direction, another direction. You combine them together. You follow a pattern. You investigate different thought streams. You make conclusions, you formalize conclusions, you solidify them into beliefs. Then you feel to take some action to produce something in physical matter, verbal matter, visual, artistic. And that's all what's happening here. We're all interactive energies in the boundless consciousness, in awareness. And the human condition is exactly that illusion, that there is someone assumed as identity, that you're living a linear lifetime, that you're just living your life, just you're going through your struggles, that one day you will be happy. It's a souled illusion. But we know that there is a root cause. We know that from where it originates, this kind of illusion and programming. And that's why it is programming. It is illusion. It's not real. What's real, what is happening now. And that's energy, frequency. There's consciousness. There's awareness. That is what is really real. That's what's really happening. That's what's really going on. And what kind of ideas, beliefs, opinions, thoughts you formalize, you're just doing some energy management. And somehow you get satisfied or not with those formalized energy forms. So all your understandings are just energy formulations. Do they hold the real essence? No, they're just energy formulations. Your energy formulations, your thoughts and beliefs are as valuable as this cup and water in the glass. In the real reality, there's no difference. And that's the certain energy arising, formulating a sense that you need to hold on to. Exactly. Hold that energy. See, Esther is becoming a superwoman. That's our superwoman being born. When her energy is shooting up. So now you start to realize the essence of opinions, the essence of beliefs and thoughts. They're simply formulations of energy. And that's what you choose to keep.
See, it's because they're mine.
Sure. Why not? You make them so. Yes. And if you formulate lower vibrational formulations, then you hold on to lower vibrational energy. Everything is yours already now. And yes, you have all of this already now. And in this energy management process, yes, you need to develop yourself. You need to learn. And sometimes you may have a feeling arising that I can't do this, or this is too hard, or this is like this. But it's okay. You need to manage what you have now. You need to manage what you have now. These feelings, these emotions, these thoughts. Always start from the now, from what is here. And step by step, your frequency rises. You start receiving higher frequencies. You need to work through the lower frequencies. Your resonance changes. Your base resonance comes to the next level of resonance, vibration. And every time you shift your base resonance to a higher frequency, then you receive even higher frequencies. And then you also have more complex challenges. They may not be more difficult, but they become more complex. Just like a child in the primary school needs to learn the alphabet at the first grade and so forth, they need to learn the alphabet. And the university student needs to learn how to utilize the research skills. It's just a more complex management. So the same way as your consciousness rises, you will be always connecting to even higher frequency, and then you will need to tackle more complex situations, more complex energies. And that is a never-ending life. That part never ends. Consciousness is here as everything, but the energy itself never ends. And first you need to manage your thoughts, make them more positive, isn't it? Then you start to receive more emotions that you can now to start tackle. So you start healing your emotions, you start to work through them. Then you start to receive higher frequencies of inner light, inner love. Then you start to see more of your behavioral patterns, conditionings. You learn to become present with behavioral patterns, conditionings. You receive even deeper frequencies, even higher energies, brighter, more intense light, bigger spaces, larger awareness. Awareness becomes very bright. It illuminates all the spaces within you. And then you work through all the rest of conditions, behavioral patterns. You start to seep into the default programs of the human system. You go into the unconscious programs which are running behind the scene and been automated. And this light increases in its intensity. Consciousness increases in the strength. And you become liberated from the lower frequencies. You transcend the conditional dual energies. And then you meet more and more complex situations, more complex energy forms. And that's what we do here. And that's what I do every moment to moment. It's a real time happening. It's a real time now. And if you need some time to think about it, take your time. Sometimes, of course, your body gets tired, you need to rest. But that's what it is. Life, even life as word becomes invalidated. It has a certain meaning. Life, stream. When you think of life, you think of stream, isn't it? It's continuing, it's a continuation. There was past, there's present, there will be future. That's a continuation, that's life. While in reality, there is only now. And what is happening exactly now? Only if you are stuck in the unprocessed past, in the unprocessed energies, you live in the past. If you continuously project and worry about the future, then you're stuck in that energy form. So you're either stuck in the unprocessed energy, which is called the past, or you're stuck in the projected forward energy which is the future. And in the now, there is the stuckness in the unprocessed energy or in the projected forward energy. And all of that is happening in the now. And therefore, you need to process the past and the future so that you live now freshly and you manage the now. You live now, you are now, and so forth. It's just a convenient word of understanding, manage. And you see, many people don't take care of what is in the now, and they want to take care of what's in the future. It doesn't work like that. If you're not taking care of these emotions, feelings, how can you take care of what's going to happen in the future? So you can only take care of what's in the now. That's where the power is. Take care of these emotions, these feelings, these challenges, these difficulties right now. You see, every question arises for a reason. And what is the reason? Every question is already connected to the answer. Because when something arises, when a question arises, it already is connected to the answer that it seeks for. When this mind arises, it becomes slow and dense, conditional.
Funny enough, also somewhere further back, I see that I want to say it's like this, that drop of the eye is as simple as that.
It is.
It's like I can see how simple it is.
But then there is But then there is another sticky energy, my energy. And then there is another sticky energy.
Sorry, what's the sticky energy?
When you drop this, yes, then later on there will be another sticky energy that will say, well, this is mine. Or maybe something more beautiful, maybe something deeper, more challenging. Yeah, people keep suffering. They don't know how to keep freedom. It's easier to keep something which is solid and hard and low vibrational. And it's a lot difficult to keep something which is higher frequency. Just slips away back into something slower, harder. And therefore you need to also learn to let go of keeping, so you continue vibrating alive right now, instead of keeping and holding on to certain previous energies.